So there was a fairly innocuous question yesterday on the NFL on Fox Instagram page. Which is tougher, making a catch while guarded by Stephon Gilmore or breaking up a pass while guarding Michael Thomas? Devontae Parker, who has done the former, not the latter, chimed in with option A, making a catch while being guarded by Stephon Gilmore. That's when it got a little interesting, because that's when Michael Thomas decided to defend his honor and to attack mercilessly Devontae Parker. Parker went back at him. Parker said, let me get targeted 300 times a game, which is a reference to the number of balls that end up coming Michael Thomas's way. Of course, they come his way because he catches them. The dagger, though, came from Thomas, who ultimately said it took you 6 years and 17 weeks to have a good game. GTFOH, blame your parents, not no quarterback. Boom, roasted. Michael Thomas gets the victory there. But thankfully, because they had that little exchange, Chris, we have an idea for a draft. The toughest one-on-one feats right now in football. The first pick had better be covering Michael Thomas, or we're going to hear it on social media from the great Saints receiver. You've got the trivia question for me. Lay it on me.
I don't want to mess with Michael Thomas. I mean, I'm dead serious. He's one of those guys you got to think twice about if you want to say something negative, because if you see him, I feel like he'd probably step up and be like, all right, let's fight. And then I don't want to fight him. I don't. So he is scary that way. You
already left him out of your top 5 receivers. You're already on his list.
He's in the top 5. He's not the best receiver in football, though. I don't care if he catches 449 passes in a year. Sorry, the truth hurts sometimes. All right, here we go. Last season, Stephon Gilmore became the 6th cornerback to win NFL Defensive Player of the Year. What Hall of Famer was the first cornerback to win that award?
Oh, wow. Mike Haynes.
Oh, so close, but yet so far. No, that would be Mel Blount from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 1975. That was a new one. I did not know that. But
yeah, I didn't know that either.
Good
how do you
guess by
stand
Mike
out? But how do you stand out on that defense? That tells you how good Mel Blount was. With all those guys they had in 1975, a Super Bowl championship season, and just that laundry list of great defensive players, to just be the best defensive player on your team is worthy of a giant trophy. So, all right, well, good. Well, now I know something that I didn't know. Okay, you get the first pick. Who do you have in this draft of the toughest one-on-one feats right now in football?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good ones here. I don't know how long your list is, but I got quite a few. I think the first one that, there's I have 3 in the running for my number 1. But I think the toughest one-on-one feat in football right now would be to block Aaron Donald one-on-one as a guard. That's where I'm going to go with it. I mean, Aaron Donald, again, he's just one of those guys that is starting to become, whenever I get on a podcast or interview a player or do anything like that, I ask them about a defensive player, and before you can ask them the question, Aaron Donald comes out of their mouth. That's how special people think he is and what a game wrecker he is, let alone he can move in short areas like a really awesome third down running back, except he's 285 pounds and, can bench press 500 pounds and squat who knows what else. I mean, he's just an absolute muscled up freak who's twitchy, explosive, and almost unblockable. I mean, it's really to that point. I mean, there's really only 1 or 2 guards in football that you can say, hey, the majority of the game, we think that we're going to give you a fighting chance against Aaron Donald. Most teams just try to double team him and send the line that way, slide the line that way, so he doesn't just abuse people.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, and that was under consideration for my first pick. But, hey, we talked about Michael Thomas and trying to cover him. Tyreek Hill is the guy that you do not want to try to cover.
You're disrespecting Michael Thomas. Oh, my gosh, you're such a jerk. What a jerk you are, Mike.
I'm sorry, but it's true, right?
I know.
And it's not just the straight line speed. It's the stopping, it's the starting, it's the change of directions. I mean, as a defensive back, you're almost like a bull rider, right? You're trying to stay on the bull, and the bull is the guy you're covering. You're trying to stay close to him. He knows where he's going. You have no idea. And when the guy has the speed, the burst, the stop, the start, I think the stop is as impressive as the acceleration. Yeah. When you can be going, because there are a lot of people out there who are fast and they need about 40 yards to slow down after running 40 yards as fast as they can. Tyreek Hill can run 40 yards, and by yard 43, he's standing still. I mean, that
right.
I think is an overlooked skill. So then you stop, you start again, you go here, you go there, and when you have that ability and that speed and that acceleration and everything that goes in it and the jumping ability on top of it, good luck. Nobody can cover him one-on-one, Chris.
No, nobody can. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's the only guy that I saw that had legit success against him without, like, help. But you're right, because most corners, Mike, when you cover Tyreek Hill, the first thing you have to do is take a step back. And you have to go, oh, my gosh, he's going to run by me. I can't run with him. And then, of course, that opens up all the other routes that you talked about. And his ability to stop on a dime and restart makes that tougher, too. But, yeah, like Jalen Ramsey is one of the only guys I've seen that's challenged him at the line of scrimmage and wasn't totally fearful of his speed. But I'm with you. That was in the running for my first pick, Mike. Here's my next one. I think it's tackling Lamar Jackson in the open field. I mean, to me right now, that's got to be up there with all the great feats in football or toughest things to do. I mean, how many times did we see him break ankles of a safety, a linebacker, a corner, no matter who it is? I don't care, quarterback, receiver, wide receiver. Lamar Jackson's in the running for some of the quickest feet in football, especially with the ball in his hands. And, has some of that restart ability that you just talked about with Tyreek Hill. But, I mean, it's like he's like a dancer. He's like a tap dancer with the way he moves and shuffles around and makes people miss.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. And it's the combination of the speed, the agility, and he'll run over you, too. There's a little power there that he'll bring if you get in his way. He prefers not to take those hits, but he will deliver those hits if he has to. In that same vein, and I could sandbag this one. Maybe I'll sandbag this one. No, I'm going to go ahead and use it. You say tackling Lamar Jackson in the open field, one-on-one.
Go ahead.
I say tackling Patrick Mahomes behind the line of scrimmage, one-on-one.
Spying Patrick Mahomes is impossible.
Trying to sack Patrick Mahomes. Period. I mean, it's Rocky 2 when Mickey has him chasing the chicken around before he gets in shape. He eventually gets in shape and he can figure it out. But you cannot catch Patrick Mahomes. You cannot corral Patrick Mahomes. That was one of the big talking points going into the Super Bowl, that front four of the San Francisco 49ers, right? Oh, Nick Bosa's going to go get him. No, he's not, because I don't care about straight line speed. I don't care about measurables. I don't care about three-cone drill. I don't care about any of that. I care about putting the football in the guy's hands. You put the football in his hands, and you can't catch Patrick Mahomes when he's trying to buy time to throw the football. So once it's time to take off down the field, give me Lamar Jackson behind the line of scrimmage. Nobody's getting their hands on Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, I'm with you. I mean, hey, we had Von Miller at the Super Bowl tell us what it's like to try to tackle Patrick Mahomes, right? I mean, it's unlike anything you've seen. And you're right. It's not all about just straight speed. It's Mahomes' ability to pump the ball. He's got great body language to lean a guy one way and make him miss. I had written that down too. That was going to be one of my next picks. I phrased it as spying Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we saw in the AFC Championship game, he ran down the sidelines. That was the spy he gave the old shoulder head okey doke to and made him miss, and then ran down the sidelines for a touchdown. So I'm with you. The fact that he breaks all the rules of what a quarterback does and drops 9 and 10 yards deep and invites a guy up the field and then makes a miss and then, throws some laser beam, no look 30 yards down the field. It's insane. It's insanity. It really is. It's unbelievable. All right. I'm going to change. I mean, I got, hey, we give skill guys all the love all the time. We've hit some quarterbacks. We've hit some receivers. I got to give some of the big uglies some credit here. And to me, one that you can't pay me enough for, okay? You're going to have to whip out some cash, is if you ask me to take on you know it. If you have to take on Quentin Nelson as a pulling guard, oh, baby, that's just a headache waiting to happen. I mean, I'm just telling you, if I saw Quentin Nelson coming at me, I'm yelling to the ref like, blow the whistle, please, please. Or I'm just diving at his shoelaces. I'm going, I don't want any part of you. Don't touch me. You're going to destroy me. To me, that is, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, come on. You're around NFL players, Mike. I mean, these are the men of men. And he's out there a few times a year. We show highlights of him just crushing studs on the defensive side of the ball, upending them, head hitting the ground first, head over feet, doing whatever it may be. That to me would be one of the toughest one-on-one feats in all of football, is taking on that big sucker.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know what? Maybe I should have taken that one round 2, but I still stand by my Patrick Mahomes pick. All right, I have plenty that I can choose from here. I hate to leave anyone out, Michael Thomas, but I'm going to go with tackling Derrick Henry. Right? We have seen no one want to get in his way. You don't want to do that one-on-one. Your best chance is to go low and hope he trips over your carcass. Right?
Right.
When he gets a head of steam, he is a freight train. Those first 2 steps are your best chance because he's yet to get to maximum capacity. Once he gets going, you are done. We told him at the Super Bowl he's today's Jim Brown, and he really is. What other running back in today's NFL would even begin to compare to Jim Brown? And I hate to use that term, and I don't use it lightly, but that's what Derrick Henry is right now. And I do not want to get in his way, and I don't think there are many NFL players that relish the opportunity to try to bring him down one-on-one.
No, you're right. I mean, you could see it. If you watch games, you'll see people starting to turn down hits late in the game, or certainly not giving the same intensity as early in the game. And it's amazing in a sport full of men. Yeah, there's certain times where Derrick Henry looks like a grown man playing with boys running down the field. So it is impressive. And, even to go low, Mike, like, it's scary because, one of those big knees comes up and hits you in the side of the head. It's night. You're going to see birds flying around, and you're going to be like, which way did he go? Which way did he go? So that was one that made my list, certainly. There's some good ones in here. I had a jump ball to DeAndre Hopkins as a possibility, like covering him one-on-one, covering Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, in that situation. Oh, good luck. Good night. If you're sitting there on your heels and he's running at you and he can cut any which way, like, sorry, that's not happening. So those are some other ones that were on my list.
Yeah, I'd blocking Nick Bosa on there as well. We talked about him as related to Patrick Mahomes, and it just as dominant, or almost as dominant as an Aaron Donald, trying to keep that guy out of the backfield and keep him off of your quarterback. And you mentioned Derrick Henry and the business decisions we've seen. That's our last memory of Darrelle Revis in the NFL. The business decision he made with that, with still a sliver of hope for the Kansas City Chiefs in that playoff game. Darrelle Revis wasn't having anything to do with trying to tackle Derrick Henry. All right, we're going to take a break. We all assume Phillip Rivers is a one-year rental for the Indianapolis Colts. His head coach apparently didn't get that memo. We'll discuss that next here on Pro Football.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.